Today's topic is about audits, assessments, verification, and confirmation reviews according to ISO 26262. These are work products which sound very similar, and in this video, I'm going to try to break down what the differences between each of them are. Let's start with the verification review. The purpose of a verification review is to judge whether a work product is number one, technically correct, and number two, whether it complies with the ISO 26262. So every work product that is created in the ISO 26262 undergoes a verification review. So for example, if you create an item definition, it is going to be reviewed at least by another person to check whether it's complete, it's correct, and everything that needs to be captured is in there. Verification review has to be performed by a person which is independent of the creator of the work product. So if somebody is doing an item definition, somebody else should do a review to say that the other person understands the item definition, whether it's correct, it's complete. Next is a confirmation review. A confirmation review is to judge whether a work product achieves functional safety from a process and a technical standpoint. So it's a little bit more than just a verification review. So here, the important thing is process. While in the verification review, one may not look at process, in the confirmation review, we need to look at what is the process followed by the author in creating the work product. This is very important because there might be some systematic issues that the author might have neglected, which may not get detected in the verification review, but will get detected in the confirmation review. Not all work products undergo confirmation review, only some of them. And they're mentioned in part 2 of ISO 26262. So when you talk about HARA, the functional safety concept, the technical safety concept, safety analysis, just some core important work products that drive the design, they undergo a confirmation review. The person who's performing the confirmation review uh, has to be someone independent of the author. Uh, and the independence is defined by the ASIL of the work product. So, as an example, if we were to do a confirmation review of the safety case, if the product that we're working on is an ASIL D product, then we need somebody who is I3 to do a review. What I3 means is a person who's independent of management, team, and release authority. This is the highest level of independence you can have. Someone who can question whether the safety case is correct or not. Similarly, you have I0, I1, I2. I0 means confirmation review is optional, but if it's done by an independent person. I1 is just another independent person in the project. I2, it's a person who's independent of the team which is executing the project. Then we have an assessment. The purpose of the assessment is to ensure if functional safety of the entire item is achieved. Now we're moving away. Verification and confirmation review is performed on individual work products. Assessment is done on a set of work products. Verification review will be performed on item definition or HARA. Assessment is performed on the overall concept phase, for example. So now we're moving away from the individual work product to the overall item. Again, assessment is performed by an independent person, and the independence is defined by the ASIL. So if we're working on a product which is ASIL C, assessment has to be performed by an I2 person. And I2 here stands for someone who is independent of the project. Then we have an audit. An audit is something that is performed to ensure that the process of functional safety is followed. Prior to even development of the project, we develop a process for functional safety, what is going to be done. And an audit is performed at the end of the project, it can be done performed a couple of times in between the project to see if process that was defined is followed. So this is not so much of a technical audit, this is more of a process audit. And again, the person who's auditing should have this level of independence. So to summarize, verification review is to ensure technical correctness of a product. Confirmation review is to check technical correctness and process correctness for a work product. Assessment is to check functional safety of the overall item. Audit is to check the process compliance of the overall item. In a real project, how this could work out is every work product that needs to be done has to undergo a verification review. As far as confirmation review, some of the core important work products should undergo a confirmation review depending on the ASIL. It is recommended for assessments and audits someone independent of the company performs the assessment and audit. It adds a higher level of gravitas to the argument that functional safety is achieved. If an independent company is performing the assessment and audit, they can also perform the confirmation review. So it could be a combined confirmation, assessment, and audit. In short, this is the difference: verification, confirmation, review, assessment, and audit.